Hello, everyone. So what I'm going to do for you here on this video and probably the second video is help to prepare you for the final exam. The final exam will be either a multiple choice type of exam or some written aspects. In other words, you may have to write a sentence or two. So we're going to start on page 10 and 11. Well, it says 11 here, but it's actually 10 in the book. So you'll see number 2, vocabulary 2, it says word building, and it's on page 10. I'm going to have some of these problems or questions on the final exam. So you need to know uh, what to call someone who, for example, uh, works in one of these areas like banking. So, what would you call someone who works in banking? Okay, so the answer is banker, right? Another example, if there's someone who works in the area of art, what do you call that person? Well, that person is an artist. So have a look at the other 4, figure out what those are, and I might do or add a surprise 1 or 2, um, someone who works in another area. So be prepared for that. Okay, next, if you turn to page 11 in your textbook, which is Intelligent Business Coursebook Pre-Intermediate Business English, if you've forgotten. And if you look at practice 1 towards the bottom of the page 11, you'll see choose the correct verb forms in italics to complete the text. So I'm going to have a couple of sentences where you're going to need to choose which verb form to use. So, for example, you'll read, "We're all accountants," and we, is it work or are working for a telecommunications company in the finance department? So, in that case, it would be we work, okay, not we are working. It's what you do. So if it's something that you do, you just say, I teach, I work, I cook, I drive, like that. Let's do a couple more here. And then, so it's we're all accountants and we work for a telecommunications company in the finance department. We sit or are sitting at our PCs in the office every day. Okay, so this is an everyday thing. It could be every day, every week, in the morning, whatever it is, it's we sit, not we are sitting. Okay, so we sit at our PCs in the office every day, and is it check or are checking the invoices and payments? Okay, so in this case, it would be check. So, but then look at the next sentence there. But this week is different. So now it's now. So we are attending a training course, and the company is currently changing to a new accounting system. And this week we are learning all about it. So this is what's happening now. So if it's happening now, it's the to be plus the continuous. Are working, is sitting, are building, like that. So those are the kinds of questions that you're going to have in another part, maybe the second part of your final written exam. We're back again. So I'd like you to turn to page 20 in your textbook, and at the top you have countable and uncountable. It's good to know this. You need to know this if you're really getting into communicating in English. Which of the following nouns in bold are countable, C, and which are uncountable, U? So you need to be familiar with countable versus uncountable. For example, do you have any statistics on web users? Well, statistics are countable. You can count statistics, can't you? But letter B, we have a lot of information about shopping on the internet. So information is one of those non or uncountable nouns. So you've got to figure out you've got to study a little bit how to determine which nouns are countable and which are uncountable. So that will probably be on your test. Maybe 5 of them or so, I'm not sure yet. And then at the bottom of that page, you have some, and any. So it's good to know this too, to practice this. Let's do a few here. Practice 1. Complete the conversation with some, or any. So can you send me, is it information about the hotel, please? Any information about the hotel, please? Well, the best answer is some. It could be any, but some. That's a tricky one. I think it can go either way. So I'll try to make sure that it's not confusing. How about letter B? I'm afraid we don't have, so that's the negative, don't have. So there we have any leaflets here. If you go to their website, you can find details, any details, or some details. Okay, so it's some details. And then there's a lot. This is part 2. Much or many. So this is a good review of countable versus uncountable. Okay, so do you get blank useful information from your web report? Is it many, much, or a lot of? What do you think? Again, it could be much, it could be a lot of, but a lot of is the best. Yes, the report gives us a lot of information. So I think number A is, do you get much useful information from your web report? That would be the best answer. So a lot is possible too. So I'll just try to make sure that it's not confusing, you guys. Okay? And the last part, yes, the report gives us a lot of interesting data. For example, we know that a lot of people in the US visit our website, but we don't have many hits from people in Australia. So that's a little bit, it can kind of go either way. So I'll try to make sure that it's not ambiguous or gray. You know, you can kind of go either way sometimes. Sometimes you could use either one. So anyway, let me pause this. Okay, so we've moved on now to unit, what is it? Unit 3. Unit 3 is titled Etiquette, Bad Manners at Work. So here are some words that are related to communication and manners. So I want you to look, this is page 26. On page 26, you have synonyms, and then you have prefixes. See them there? All right. So in the synonyms part, you need to look at, it says, look at the following groups of words. Which word does not belong in each group? Okay, so you've got to kind of study, look up some of these words. This is good. You're building vocabulary this way too. Which word does not belong? Rude, stuffy, bad-mannered, or impolite? Which really doesn't really work. Okay, you have to figure out 1, 2, 3, and 4. Make sure that you You can look in the dictionary and decide which word does not belong. And then prefixes. So add the following prefixes to the adjectives below to make words with the opposite meaning. Use a dictionary if necessary. So you have formal, satisfied, honest, polite, practical, considerate, okay? And to get the opposite, you need to add either un, in, dis, or im. So for example, if you look at number 4, what is the opposite of polite? Is it not polite? Well, no. It is dispolite? No. It's impolite. So you're going to have to do a little bit of research here on these words, and then that will probably be on your test. It might be. So be sure you're ready to go with that one. All right. So now we're on page 28. And on page 28, there's practice 1. Have a look at that. Decide which of these is more appropriate. So for example, number 1, can I see the photos, or I want to see the photos? I don't know. That could go either way. But look at number 2. Do you want that I, or can I? Just a minute, please. I'll put it on pause. Oh, okay. Sorry about the interruption there. So anyway, on this page, which is 28, go over the appropriate expression, and I'll try to make it so that it's not, again, unclear. So number 1, can I see the photos? I want to see the photos. It should be can I. It's more polite. But in another situation, you might want to say, I want to see the photos. But think, how can you be more polite? All right? Okay. Now, have a look at page 42. So this online PPT here is 1 page off, but you'll see that this is Unit 5, the second page into Unit 5. Have a look at vocabulary 1 there. So what makes a successful company? Complete the sentences with words and phrases from the box. So we have demand, grow, control, market share, profit, and market leader. All right, so let's just have a look at number 1. We'll do this one now. A successful company has to make a what? A grow, a market leader. Okay, so fill in the blanks yourself. Try to figure out which one is right. Actually, I'll give that one to you. So a successful company has to make a profit. Okay, so there may be some questions or problems from this particular section of the book, Vocabulary 1. So I thought we'd spend a moment focusing on this concept known as collocations. If you look at the bottom of this page, page 44 from the book, you'll see, or my book, collocations. So a collocation is it's like words that are combined properly. All right. So the more collocations that you can learn and use, the better your English. Now this has to do with business. So look at column A and then column B. You have heads, rent, meet, lose, have, and in column B, demand, fund, an apartment, a company, money. So which one is it? Heads what? Is it heads demand, heads fund, heads an apartment, heads a company, heads money? Well, in this case, that word heads goes best with a company. So you guys go ahead and figure out what to do with rent, meet, lose, and have. That's it for this video. See you on the next one.